Good evening. The third place game of Heroes of Might and Magic 30th Anniversary Cup is ahead of us. Two incredible yet defeated players, Mont and Weronest, will fight for brown medal in this tournament. My name is Chillera. I will comment the game for you, and our host and co-commentator will be First Blood.
Hello and welcome everybody. So this is the bronze place match between Mont and Weronest, as Chillera said. Mont has lost to Pupok in his semi-final due to Armageddon Scroll, and Weronest lost to Keshu due to his map being almost unplayable. Weronest has asked for a few minutes to come, so let's talk maybe about the whole of the 30th Anniversary Cup history. We started our tournament in August with 256 players. Then we quickly dropped to 32, where the main stage of the tournament was played, and then top 4, Mont, Pupok, Weronest and Keshu. So they've achieved the semifinals, and then as we said earlier, Mont has lost to Pupok and Weronest lost to Keshu, so it's a bronze medal match between those two. Who's your favorite to win then?
I think Mont is my favorite because he plays, I would say, on very good level all templates. Weronest is strictly a G-Boost player, and on the way to this stage, Mont lost against Pupok, and I have to say Pupok was amazing in this tournament. This is the top display of skill. Nobody was match for him. He was going through all of the competitors, through Gongwazy, who was, I think, a big favorite of everybody. And Mont lost to this big guy. Weronest was defeated to last Polish player in tournament, to Keshu. And from this story, and I would say from this overall abilities of both players, I say Mont will win.
Well, from my perspective, because we were commentating the semifinals, Mont has played, I think, the best across all of 4 players. He lost just due to Armageddon Scroll, while Pupok's map wasn't that good, and Mont played actually pretty well his semi-final map. Well, you just sometimes can't help the RNG, but due to this match occurring, he has a chance to actually revenge himself and claim bronze medal and 300 euro because that's the price for bronze medal game winner. So, well, as we see, he's quickly grabbing some water or some other stuff.
And if I say about top display of skill on Jibu Scrolls, this is where you need Armageddon Scroll and you grab it. And the first scroll you grab, this is Armageddon. And watching Pupok throwing Armageddons from game to game to game, it was very exciting.
Well, sometimes it just takes some bombs to just drop around and then casually scroll your way into the final. I reckon that sometimes you just can't help with the Armageddon scroll, and that's the way you have to live with that. Weronest also had pretty decent map, I have to say, but well, due to his let's say miscalculation, he lost a pretty important angel in third or fourth turn, and then he had to scratch the game from the start. Well, he was able to break on the desert 117, but it wasn't enough because Keshu was already in there. He was already having his fun over there. Keshu broke 115 on his fortress map, so he also played it pretty well. But yeah, if I would have to choose between one of those four, who played the best in the semi-final, I would have picked Mont and Keshu. But well, due to Armageddon Scroll, we have a different final for tomorrow ahead of us. And for the bronze medal, we have Mont and Veronest. Mont,
When Veronest did this, like you described, miscalculation, it is correct, it was miscalculation, but it was not very far away.
well, I think that it wasn't doable at all for 70 Orc Chieftains. I reckon that without the tent, it was 100% not doable. With the
Yeah.
tent, it was about 5% chance that he could do it on very good RNG rolls on Orcs damage towards an Angel. But he wasn't that lucky. And here he is in the bronze medal match, fighting for that hefty 300 euro prize. And as for whole of the tournament, we will play Gibbous Cross best of one. So whoever wins wins. Whoever loses has to swallow a bitter pill of being fourth, so being the first who is gonna miss the podium.
Money prize is one thing, but getting this bronze medal out of really heavy competition with best players starting at the tournament, I think this is a really nice thing to remember. Even, of course, everybody who was promoted to semifinals can regret he failed to qualify to final. Still, being in third spot is very good result.
Well, I have to agree, but from the sportsman point of view, are you taking quarterfinal or are you taking fourth, where you actually played in the semis and in the bronze match? What are you choosing?
To be eliminated in quarterfinals or to play for the third spot?
Or to lose a match in the third of the third place? What do you choose?
So my one option is to lose a game for third spot, and the second option,
Is to lose in quarterfinal.
no, I would prefer to even start in this bronze game and even lose it. But to compete is already some kind of reward, and then you want to take maximum out of it, so we want also this bronze medal.
Well, Baron Pierre de Coubertin said that it's not about winning, it's about participation. So maybe this is for you. But for the players, it's gonna be castle against tower. So two not so super tempo towns. Maybe tower can break like 1-1-5 or something if Genie
No,
Lamps will carry.
it depends a little. For example, Gongva's values tower very, very highly, like incredibly high. Due to tempo that can be caused by lamps, and it was rolled by Weronest. We will play Castle Inferno.
Okay, so good against the evil. As
Weronest,
classic as it can be.
Weronest can have a little. He can have bad memories after last Inferno game where he lost this enter due to miscalculation.
Well, it was a miscalculation, so he can actually calculate better this time. He has a chance to revenge himself from the previous match. Usually we should bid for caster, right? Like there is
Yes,
no point
I'm
you
pretty
should
sure.
bid for Inferno. Like, the
I
Inferno
think it
army
is
is
for
pretty weak.
Castle and Loinis with these new boosts. This is what you are going for.
Yeah, you have to be like Pupok to assemble Angelic Alliance in quarterfinal against Gongvaze.
Exactly.
You have to do it. When you have a chance to do it, then you really ought to do it. Plus, you can actually play some kind of biome gaming. Obviously, with the King of the Castle implemented rule, the biome gaming has to be somewhat cut down, somewhat trimmed maybe, I should say something like that, to be more reasonable. So only archangels and that's it.
No, I think actually, if you have the King of the Castle rule, it promotes biome gaming. And to explain it a little bit more, biome gaming on their level, like Mont and Weronest, it means latest 1 to 3, entire biome is completely cleared. You made utopias on your starting biome, and you have a beautiful stack of archangels and most likely also anti-magic from Mage Guild. And then you go for the middle town, and opponents must be strong enough to keep it, otherwise he will lose due to King of the Castle rule. In the normal game, uh, the player who is first in the middle would spread into all the zones all over the map. If needed, he would run away from the desert. With King of the Castle, you cannot do this.
Yeah, obviously, if your opponent will face you, let's say 1 to 5 with hefty amount of 20 archangels or so, and with like 15 all stats and Tome of Earth, then it's you who has a problem, not your opponent.
So 3000 for town selection, and I think Weronest is going for Castle. His last Inferno game, it was quite funny. He had good map, like above average, but it was so hard to play because of the start that is provided with Inferno.
Well, the thing is, on the first glance, it was a good map because there were a lot of Dragonfly hives, a lot of Wolf Rider pickets, stuff like that. But I remember the sizing of the banks, and it was mini, 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 and size 2. So you can choose whatever you like. Okay, so Verones took it all. He took both castle and color for 500 for 5,900 gold, and we're gonna start with him because he's playing as the red one.
Yeah, and it turns out reroll was for free.
No, it wasn't. You have to pay for the reroll. You have to pay
Okay,
500 gold for.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
actually, they've corrected that.
Yes, good.
So it's gonna be minus 600, minus 6400
And here we go. What do you think about this? You pick
for
Loinis and
red
you have
castle
Valeska
loinis.
start. Because I must say, I'm not very happy about Valeska start if I pick Loinis. I want to have this very nice tier 1 Pickinger stack. Pikeman.
Yeah, the pikeman's good, especially if you start loinis. Well, his prayer actually prefers having some kind of melee stack, but for me it is fine. If you have Valeska, it's okay, because well, it means that you can do Portal of Glory faster for the as an external dwelling. Then you probably still upgrading angels, marksmen, on day 1. So
Yeah.
it is still about the same. All you have to do is you just have to stroll around up until 116 to actually get an angel and then get your map done. Okay, we saw the break of the Veronest. It's a fairy dragon at the very beginning. It's not the best. It's not the best break.
It's relatively easy, but it always means losses. So you cannot avoid losses against those dragons unless there are some fancy ways to play around with golems or with magic elementals. This is not the case for castle.
Well, if you have archangels and some kind of wyverns, then all you lose is just like, let's say, 4 or 5 whips. You're good. You're fine. Absolutely fine.
Do you think Archangel's game is realistic?
Well, if the map would allow, why not?
Because, this is the start with minus 6,000.
Well, it is. First of all, it is Jeebus. Second of all, it is Jeebus. Third of all, this is one of the richest templates in the Heroes 3 universe. But it was too poor for Weronest to keep that map, so he restarted that one.
We
And as we
started,
see, already
yeah,
into the Portal of Glory. So
exactly. Let's
it's
start
gonna be,
straight into Portal of Glory. This is what you want to see.
yeah, the starting roll of the of archers was decent, 11 out of 12, so above average. With 30-ish pikemen, it's gonna be good. Also, I saw the message on Twitch chat that uh, this person has asked how good the Loin's specialty is because he never played him. Well, after some changes in Hota 1.7.2, Loin's specialty has been buffed, so he gives now to all of the units boosts, because previously he gave only to tier 6. Now he gives also to tier 7 units, but more importantly, learning has been changed, and now it's not like the boring old Shadow of Death version that gives only +5, +10, +15% of total experience gained, but now it gives +20, +40, and +60 depending on your sub skill um, advancement, and also gives you extra level while you taking learning. So now it's bonkers. Now it is really bonkers.
So learning became the best starting skill, and then you have Loinis, who has one of the best specialities in the game, and it makes Loinis overall one of the best heroes, if not the best, in the entire pool. And playing Loinis on Hota 173 is pure pleasure.
Okay, so Veronest has decided to keep his map, even although he built only marketplace. Mont decided to ditch his map out, so both of the players now have only one restart point ahead of them. Let's stick with Mont for a second, because we saw two maps on the Weronest side, so let's see how Mont can generate his map.
Yeah, this Ignatius start, I played a little bit with Ignatius just to have a better feeling what he's capable of. And for example, this fight he could potentially do on round 1 Churchyard. It's not very easy for Ignatius.
Well, but there was another object reasonably easy for Ignatius, Wolf Rider Picket, to get some Cyclopses. Well, the guard is not easy. Master Genies, faster, stronger. They hit like a truck, so our imp stack can be like diminished into nothing. There is another Wolf Rider Picket on Ogre Shamans, so it's easier and actually better to do. And he's leveling Gretchen, a very good barbarian with pathfinding as a starting skill on a basic level. Pathfinding was also changed in Hota 1.7.2 and then 3, as we are now. Now it reduces movement points used off-road, so now it's pretty turbo. Okay, Veronest decided to ditch that map, so he plays no restarts, and now Mont has the last one.
Yeah, by the way, when I look at these first few generations played, I must say that Mont is a big winner in this trade. Verones put himself in a very difficult position with this minus 6k start.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because now you have to, now you just have to look for every single pile of gold. So you are quite keen to look just for the money, not for the content itself, the good one, like Portal of Glories, Griffin Conservatory, stuff like that. You are bound to every single pile of gold that is available to you. Meanwhile, I would like to say hello to special person that is on a Twitch chat. Hello, Mr. Libavi. It's good to see you. And I hope that you will enjoy the game. For those of you that do not know that person, he's the man that is updating our Wikipedia page of this tournament. So we are very pleased to have you over there.
And yeah, you said about Wolf Rider pickets to be taken by Ignatius, and this is the map where you can really check the start on first turn. You can go directly into Wolf Rider picket if you would like to start like this, because I think on many maps you don't really want to try these difficult battles on first turn if the map is very good. But if you are thinking maybe the map is not so good, it's medium at best, then you want to make these hard battles on first round and decide if they go very good, then maybe you will be more keen to keep them up.
Actually, you cannot have anything better at the moment because you rolled Quiet Eye of the Dragon, so you have +1 attack, +1 defense. You rolled extra Imp Cash, just right next to your starting town, and then you have pretty good Ignatius with specialty for his imps. So I reckon if you want to do it now, just do it now. You almost
Yeah?
you just don't have better guard to pick it itself.
Yeah,
Because
there is only one exception in my opinion. If you would think, I want to keep this map anyway, then maybe you are not forced to do this on 1-1-1. But this map, it is decent. It's not very good. So I think he will try it.
well, the point is you are playing Gibbous, right? So you
Mhm.
have to high roll.
Yeah.
And this map is not scouted good enough to decide if you high roll the map or not. Actually, yeah, we're gonna see the refugee camp to see if there is some kind of archdevil over there or not. Maybe there is.
Is it so that Archdevil is the best unit you could get in this position? No, probably Archangel is still preferable.
Well, I would say archdevil is nice because, well, obviously he allows you to do whatever object for money to be taken almost for
Mhm.
free, especially
Yeah,
if
yeah,
there
yeah.
is minus morale involved. Archangel couldn't do it. Well, Archdevil can. It just takes you time, but slowly but surely he's gonna do it with minus morale. There is a Dragonfly Hive also, so there is some army. There is second Wolf Rider picket. Well, don't think it's enough. To be fair,
Well,
really,
I would not keep this map.
I would just do as you said before, just roll
Gladius.
in. Okay,
Gladius and
the break.
horses on break. White
Yeah,
horses unicorn.
the rampart war unicorns because they are facing left, so they are upgraded ones.
Okay,
You
I
can
changed my mind. I would keep it.
level. Well, the break is easy. You have
Yeah?
two ranged units. You can actually level up Ignatius a little bit.
But you see, I think he wants to keep the map, and this is the reason why he is not doing this fight on day one. Because if he keeps the map anyway, he can first
Yeah,
do some battles with Ignatius and then do the fight.
yeah, you are just skipping that battle and that object if you're not doing it. Well, you have +12 attack, so if you roll into, let's say, Earth Magic and Slow with
Yeah.
those two pickets and with that Gladius, you are just free to go. Just do those two. Just do those two.
Yeah.
Do the Gladius. Get some speed priority. Go desert. Have some fun over there. Well,
Exactly.
look, it's mixed feelings on his face. He's not certain. He's not
Because,
certain if to keep it or not.
yeah, to be honest, you don't look for decent map. I would keep it anyway because, like you explained, if you go into Earth Magic, this is really one of the easiest breaks, and you have Gladius, so damage from Cyclops would be amazing. And now we will see so-called the best map, so map without restarts.
Yeah, they call it the best because, well, at this moment you just can't do anything. You just play what you were blessed upon with Baratorch, and Weronest was blessed with a very easy box on the Infernal Troglodyte, so that's probably 5,000 experience points for Loinis. So at basis it's 6k. and probably he's just gonna level up until level 8 or 9 just off of this box. But aside of that, it's nothing over there. No army bank, no portal of glories, just some kind of gold. That's it.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad for start.
Well, that's the disadvantage. You're playing, well, way better faction, and you paid for that. So now you just have to swallow that pill and play it.
Stable is cool. A lot of money is also cool. But yeah, there is nothing else.
Yeah, it's like the plan for first turn is okay. Like you just roll over the stables, and you're doing the Pandora box on Troglodytes. What else? There's nothing extra. Like literally nothing over there.
Isn't I? I'm kind of lost sometimes on Jibus. So why don't think about doing those crypts? At least the one that is close to you.
Well, he thought that to do the crypt, you have to upgrade the archers into marksmen. Obviously, they are making those crypts very easy to be done, but
Mhm.
at least you should try to do it, because on minus 6k he rolled into 6 heroes, then probably 7th one will come if he decides
I think
to.
this is gold. This is not experience.
76 of them? You think it's only
And there
gold?
is a gem. And there is a gem on this guard.
Well, still, I reckon it's gonna be 5k XP. Well, remember it's only one sword zone, so
Yeah. Pandora, and we have 75 troglodytes, and we have a gem.
yeah, I reckon it's gonna be 5k XP. Well, if it's something else, then it's a high roll. 5k gold is perfect for him, anyways.
It is gold.
5k XP. He rolled
Okay.
over to Earth Magic though, so it's good for him.
Yep. Yeah, very
Because
good.
he has a main hero. But aside of that hero, well, prayer works on army, and in terms of army, we have no army. So you want to break onto angels, and well, let's say 8 wyverns, because you just find them on the map. Like you just build your 2 angels, and then you find 2 hives for 4 wyverns each. What's next?
I mean, you need to count on objects you will discover on 112. Obviously, there is something on this map, which he just didn't discover it yet. And it is also a result of the minus he's playing with from the beginning, because he wants to move all the heroes through stables. He wants to collect as many gold as possible, and then I would say you are not focused on scouting on first turn. You are focused on collecting gold.
Yeah, well, this is something that I said a few minutes back. Like we are just bound to every single gold pile you just encounter on your way to explore the map.
So,
But
ma-
then you have
um,
to do the crypt, at least that one next to your starting castle.
so my point actually is he didn't find anything yet, but he didn't scout the map yet because he couldn't do scouting in first turn. He just discovered whatever is close to road.
Well, obviously he didn't scouted the map. Well, we saw it, but according to words of wisdom of Polish finalist Keshu, there are no bad maps, only poorly scouted ones. So let's
So
hope for Weronest that his map is gonna be scouted properly, and now we're gonna see some steamroll onto the second box.
Ignatius collected 5k XP, this is for sure. We know he doesn't have Earth, but he went armor and logistics, so very strong hero. And he has 137 imps. What does it mean? Could this be starting roll and 1 dwelling? Is it enough? 150 now, actually.
Well, it has to be enough for him. Well, how many dogs is that?
I mean, he started Fiona and Ignatius, so he has more hellhounds.
Okay, so he has everything he wants, but he doesn't have the break. He just
Crimson
doesn't have the
Coats.
break. One of the
Yeah.
worst breaks. Like, there, losses are guaranteed.
It's funny because when you play this unit, it's actually, I don't want to say garbage. It is quite a weak unit, but if you must fight it, it's terrible.
Well, this is just like some kind of boss in RPGs.
What is going on?
Oh yeah. That is a high roll. This is a really good high roll. This is a
Okay,
map enabler, right?
150 imps and golden dragon.
More than enough, really. You just actually don't need anything else to have your map open with that gold dragon. There is like, what else are you asking? What else are you looking for? This dragon can do that hive solo. Maybe some
Yeah,
picket.
it's very tricky for most of the PvP players. What can you actually do with gold dragons? Because this is not a unit you will usually have in your games. So it's very easy to overestimate them actually.
Well, obviously you cannot do hive maxi, but hive maxi is like 10%. I reckon hive 60 can be doable.
Mhm.
Then if you fight properly, I reckon maxi picket is also doable. But what else then?
I think both are problematic, to be honest. So I think Hive 3 for Gold Dragon is already someone on verge of problem, unless you have a decent hero.
Well, on this Ignatius it should be fine. He has armorer. Obviously some might stats. It's gonna be alright. For obviously Wolf Rider pickets, you have to avoid being double shooted into oblivion.
Okay, so he starts with Hive immediately. I'm not surprised with having this Gold Dragon. Like, think about this. Gold Dragon itself, no, this is not crazy damage. This is just a decent unit. But how many damage will he tank? So he can just put this dragon in front of the vampire. He will never lose it, and it makes all the losses in all battles minimized.
Yeah, so obviously this unit has 250 hit points. So this gold dragon can actually go fly over that vampire lords into the corner and then fight every single like kill two of the vampires. The vampires will resurrect one, and then slowly but surely it's gonna kill it. And well, why just go for the hive if you can go for the box and then go for the hive?
And this is, yeah,
Mini.
Mini is not good news for him. But what I wanted to say, if you have dragons in Hive, sometimes you need to think a little bit about setup. But with God dragons, it's a little bit easier. They overspeed wasps.
Yeah, because well, if the dragon would go after those dragon pesky flies, then they would just then that fly would just probably kill either those halflings or those mechanics. After that, it's not possible. Also, the same applies actually to the mechanics, to the mechanic unit, because they have the same mechanics in game. As we
Yeah,
saw
and
that the
yeah.
fire.
Factory is new faction. It was added lately, and players often have this problem that this Dragon Breath ability, which mechanics also have, it is very not intuitive that tier 2 unit has it. So if you want to play mechanics, like a power stack of mechanics, you need to really focus that to use this ability and not fire on your own units.
And then you have to take into account that sometimes damage from mechanics, if it's not from Sam, it's not good.
And is this battle easy though?
Well,
100 battle dwarfs.
it is not, but it's gonna be all right, unless he starts to miss morale every single turn. Then he should be fine because familiars are doing enough damage. Doggos and wyverns would kill another stack, and then rinse and repeat. You should be able to kill those without major issues. You can lose, like, let's say 20-30 familiars, you're still fine. And the dragon can tank a lot of damage.
Yeah, the paradox of mechanics or engineers, they do no damage until you accidentally use breath attack on your units. Yeah, then you feel it.
Well, because if you have to fight against them, then obviously they are not boosted by you. If you actually get counter attack from mechanics and then you breath over your halflings or whatever, then that mechanic has your own stats. That's why they hurt.
This is interesting. So because when he was picking experience box, so just when we jumped to his perspective, he was choosing either he wants logistics or not, and he skipped logistics. So this is Ignatius without logistics, just expert armorer right now.
Well, I reckon that's a mistake. Honestly, if you're offered logistics day one, you should take it, especially on demoniac. But well, he opted not to do it. Probably he's looking for some either earth magic or learning as well. Meanwhile, I just glanced over Weronest's stream, and his break is also not the easiest one.
Oh no!
Archdevil. So
Oh no! It's
both
terrible. I
players,
think it's even worse.
both of those breaks are not the best ones. Obviously, Weronest's one is harder, but both will lose a lot of army over there.
Archdevils are really terrible break, and I must say on many maps, I would even prefer Cyclops.
Or Titans.
Yeah,
over
Titans
Archdevils.
also not my
Well,
best
actually,
friends.
actually, I would prefer to break over Titans than Archdevils because usually
What?
you have an angel, right? So
Yeah.
you are overspeeding Titans, so at least you can cast some Stone Skin or Shield on against Archdevils. You just can't. You just simply cannot do it. They are just going without counter attack and hitting over your Cyclopses or over your Wyverns. I reckon that if I would have to choose between one of these two, fighting Titans or Archdevils, I would choose fighting against Titans, depending, obviously, what kind of army do I have.
Mont had very nice plan. I like that he moved all the army back to town. He purchased this Darkstone who was waiting there. He gave him a gold dragon, or super cool. Check him in the churchyard, and then water into fire. This is not what you want to see on Jibu's Cross. And well, I would not invest further in Darkstone, to be honest.
No need for. He just didn't show the skill needed for us. I would like to get in contact with chat a little bit. I saw an interesting opinion that archangels can be counter against archdevils. Yes, that's true, but archangels can hit once per turn. Archdevil, depending how many stacks there are on the break, they can hit over archangel 4 times, 5 times per turn, and there is a problem for fighting Archangel against Archdevil on the break, because 1v1 it's fine, 1v6 not so much.
Yeah, and of course this is a countermeasure, but you need to lead to the situation when Archdevils are not really hitting your Archangel, otherwise you will have a big losses on your power stack. This is not what you want, obviously.
And then, well, if your Archangels are dead, what about the other army? If you have it.
I must say the map overall on Mont side, it looks pretty bad.
It's not a good map, I have to agree. There was only that mini Dragonfly Hive. There is Ifriti Fire Lake for Ifriti, and there is Forsaken Palace for Devils. There is Experimental Workshop for Giants. It's about nothing extra, very hard break, but even harder on Weronest side. So let's keep an eye on him. Let's see what. Well, obviously there are no restarts, but how is he about to solve that map? Because that is a big problem for him. As we see, there are no banks, just nothing. The
Yeah,
map ends
it's
here,
empty map.
and the break is super hard. Okay, sorry, there is one bug. There is one object for army, experimental workshop on
But
unicorns. So
exactly, so hard guard and possibly
it's
not
not really
big
an
hero.
object. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
really an object. Like, okay, you have Dragon Utopia over here, but to conquer the Dragon Utopia and the dragons over there, you have to have an army. And as I said before, there is no army. Like, just nothing. Okay, there is a chest piece for +5 spell power points. So we can pray on the break harder and stronger.
like I must say, through the tournament, we watched turbo map after turbo map after turbo map, and now we are looking at possibly not so good map on Mon side, maybe even a bad one, and terrible one at Veronest side. These are two weak maps for a change.
Well, I have to say that this map is probably the worst map in whole of the main tournament.
Yeah?
Well, I remember Armageddon Scrolls, Maxi Consadon, or Nothing by Jordan. Breaks 115 or on absolutely nothing. Finishers 115, 116 on the desert. Beautiful King of the Castle. Deciders. But this map, if there is King of the Hill 1 to 6, it just might be whoever breaks and rolls over onto 1 to 6, then he would be a winner. Like, realistically, from Veronest's point of view, when do you break? Because obviously you're not breaking week 1, right?
Yeah, right now you don't break at all. I mean, yeah, if you level up Loinis decently, and just this is abstractive thinking. You play around all those duels, so pikeman duel, griffin duels, you build all of this in main town, and you have this army on 1-to-1, like, I don't know, 120 pikemen, 50 griffins. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
and
just
the magic for Loinis, this can theoretically be enough, but this cannot win the game.
okay. So we're just gonna leave Veronest for a moment because Mont is doing size 2 experimental workshop. He has done his fire lake next to the road. Also, I saw a nice comment on YouTube that this was one of the best Inferno maps if this is about to be played. Well, in comparison to regular map, not maps generated from templates, and due to richness of Jebus, then it is below average, still somewhat playable. On this level, players are looking for absolute high roll. This is still a bronze medal match, so we are looking at third and fourth best players on Jebus in this tournament, right?
I must say I'm really happy we are watching the weaker maps, because to do the tournament I thought like I'm not watching real people. So come on, who are these animals who are high rolling in every game? And now they went back to my level, so I can relate a little bit more and watch how they struggle with these more difficult maps. I like it.
Meanwhile, Weronest has finished his turn, so we're gonna stick with Mont a little bit longer. Obviously, this fight was relatively easy with single slow and with that gold dragon that could tank a little damage. Imps
Yeah.
and wyverns kill each stack every turn, so it is just about to be done. If you lose some dogs here or some familiars here, you just don't cry that much over them, because, well, you're not gonna demon bug them anyway.
Yeah, the fight is relatively easy, but I wonder. To be honest, I would not take wyverns to this fight. They are not bringing much, and yeah, they are bringing minus morale, of course.
Well, you can say that also a gold dragon brings you some minus morale, because, well, he's from Rampart, not from Inferno or Fortress. But both of the units were actually needed here. Obviously, if you have to skip one, then you would just skip some wyverns. But yeah, this fight is just about done. 2 extra giants on his side. Also, expert fire magic, while Armageddon scroll and let's go.
You know, this is one of the worst composition you may ever have. So you have a very small stack of wyverns, you have small native stacks, 10k gold. This is not good news for him. You got small giant stacks, and now you will go for picket for small, possibly small cyclops stack. So in theory, you made few banks, you high rolled gold dragon, but realistically, you cannot do any difficult battle.
Well, obviously, your damage is spread across the units, right? So
Yeah. And
if
this
you
crit
have
and
to,
morale.
yeah, if you have to do some harder stuff for relic, let's say 20k fight, then it is hard for you to do. But I reckon it's gonna be super chill game for Mont, because I see a way out of his map. Just 1-to-1 break on Ifriti Sultans, because you have 2 fire lakes. The Sultans are relatively easy to be builded, and then yeah, there are some boxes. There is some
Awesome.
army.
We have
Okay, there.
conservatory.
Okay, very nice. This is where you have to go with Ignatius right now, just to check the size of it. If not, then you just go back for the second fire lake, bring the 2 extra Ifriti, and then just do it on 6 Ifriti to giants. You're alright.
I'm happy he skipped wyverns in this battle. It would be, yeah, zero profit and possibly some losses. So let's see how it goes.
I have a question for you. Are you actually bringing 2 Ifritis here because they hate genies in the same way as angels hate devils? Are you bringing those 2 in, lads, or are you leaving them behind just for this fight?
It depends. I mean, he knew this is between 10 and 19, right? So he knew this is not a very difficult battle. I would say these two. If it is, I also obsolete in this battle.
Well,
17. Okay.
uh, he was also unlucky with the casts from Master Genies. Uh, once Genie casted Prayer once, and then casted Prayer twice, and that is the boost for
Okay.
Consta. Extra 80 familiars. Just
This is
pick up.
very good box actually. At this
Well,
moment.
look at him. He's quite happy.
Yeah, because this is good box for him, really.
Oh wow, this is a perfect size of the object for at the
I
moment.
was just
Size
thinking
two.
that maybe 3 would be better, but it's
Mm,
very easy to overestimate imps. They are
yeah,
not reliable unit.
they are not super reliable. So yeah, I reckon size two is perfect. Like size three is also doable. Don't get me wrong. You are quite right on this stance. But what if Griffins decide to morale out of thin
I
air?
think 3 is better, and if the battle goes bad, what I would aim at is to give away Gold Dragon. I mean, you don't need to
Ooh,
keep it really, but
well,
yeah,
you
two
have
Rangers is fine.
well, you have to sack him at some point, or just leave him
Yeah,
behind to speed up your heroes. Uh,
I know. But best case scenario is you keep it to the middle and you make Arma Trap or something like this with this Gold Dragon.
yeah, obviously that's the best case scenario, but well, we are not living in a perfect world, right?
Yeah, and we are
So
very far away from this right now. Like we said a little bit earlier, these are not good maps, and I like it. And the thing behind not good maps is there is a big part of game where actually map tries to kill you. You are not fighting your opponent, you are fighting the map. And through the tournament, usually this period of time was very short. Like after first or second turn, you knew already map will not kill players. Right now, I'm not so sure. Mont is in better position. Weronest needs to struggle more.
well, I think that after this object, Mont probably cannot die on his biome. He can die on his break, but for Veronest, he can die like on this map. He can die almost on any harder fight. Like okay, his one of his experimental workshops is on War Unicorns with Iron. Sorry, not Iron Fist of the Ogre, but Club of the Ogre King. So
Mhm.
that's Club for 5+ attack. Uh, so yeah, this is a pretty damn
Yeah,
hard
it's
fight against War Unicorns on their native terrain.
exactly. This is a very nice artifact, but this is not a place where you want him.
Yeah, that's true. You want them. You want that object to be separated, and then in a perfect world, either on let's say golems or basilisks or some kind of I don't know, let's say whites, not combined.
I like these small details that Mont is really thinking about composition of his army. Now he removed Gold Dragon. For sure, in this battle now when he have Enders and etc., it doesn't help to have this Gold Dragon for this battle. And giving this Gold Dragon to Ignatius gives him more movement for next turn. So big plus from me for this care about small details.
Well, this is something straight out of 6LM, right? Just make your main
Yeah.
hero fast, do the lesser fights on side heroes. Your main doesn't have to be anywhere. He doesn't have to do every single fight. So those were 13 diamond golems on single box. 45 gogs. Not
No,
the,
no, no,
not
no,
the
no,
best.
no, no,
Not the
not on
best
this map.
box. Not on this map. Like
It's terrible.
10k 10k gold would be better.
No, at this point, any box would be better, even XP box, because what I think he is still chasing for Earth Hero. He would like to have at least one.
Well, but
However,
maybe not for the slow itself, but for the shield, for the skin. Maybe that's why he really wanted to invest over into that Darkstorm, because his specialty was also boosted.
You know, when I think more about this, Ignatius' skill set is actually close to perfect. So tactics and armorer, this is what you need against Crimson Coatls.
And he has air magic, so he can haste his units. So, well, he obviously he cannot slow or cast anything against that Crimson Coatls, but still he can do some stuff. So yeah, even if that was supposed to be Mont's turn, we can go back to Weronest, because I smell
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in my sense that his turn is gonna be pretty fast. I'm gonna keep an
exactly.
eye on Mont. Okay, 50-ish pikeman, 30-ish marksman. No, sorry, 40, 14-ish. So yeah, now it's 20. So not so good.
Mm.
You just have to wait for that angel to come. You just
And
really
this is
have
the
to wait
kind
for
of
that.
map that if it wasn't tournament game, you would probably surrender it and play next map. But this is tournament game, and you want to look, first of all, you want to look for any chances of winning, and secondly, and even more importantly, you can never assume that your opponent is in better position. Sometimes, even if it
Ooh.
all feels very bad, like this box, empty box, so this was a magic box, but maybe your opponent is in even worse position. So you need to give a chance to your opponent to to lose to map.
Okay, army is in the end of the world. There is a second Dragon Utopia, obviously not doable at all. This looks like an end of a turn, because obviously he cannot do any more fights this turn. He's just really, yeah, he really looks for anything on the map. Like, just give that mana Hive, or give that mana Picket, or give that mana Cons, Portal of Glory, like whatever. Just give that man something. At the moment, he has absolutely nothing at all. There is a quest art, right? Who has ever asked for a quest art on Jibus Cross, where the quest hut is like 2 zones away, so it could be on your opponent's zone, it could be on the side zone.
Uh, I have this very sad recollection. There was a game to 25th anniversary of Heroes 3 tournament, and I think it was 1/8. I was facing Preston, Midwagon, and it was a
Confront.
long debut boss, and he collected many quests.
Oh yeah, sorry for giving you that flashback. I am terribly sorry, because I remember that game. I was watching that.
It's
I
one of
I
the very
feel
little occasions
I
where I
I
saw it.
s- well, I still feel sorry for you about that game, because obviously you
No
should
need,
you should won that game, but
no need.
due to safe and load, well, you just didn't want it, and then you had obviously some other stuff that has to stay in the past. So as we predicted, Veronest's turn was really fast. And
Yeah,
we can go back to Mont's perspective. We see Mage Guild level 2 looking for blinds, looking for bolts. Uh, I saw
really,
I saw in the corner that he had that he was lucky and he rolled mass haste. So
okay.
obviously Ignatius has full advantage of low tier air spells. It's good for him. Really nice.
The big problem I see is that Veronest's turn was not only fast, it was also sad. So he's not finding the content that he needs to find to break the map.
At this moment, this content is just not enough. Like, okay, there is a Wolf Rider Picket. This experimental shop was done. What else can you do after that? You still have to scout a little bit. Maybe second hive, maybe second picket, maybe another experimental workshop, another cons would be nice, but something extra. Because while his start was good, that start will not guarantee him to break into the desert.
Yeah, right now, currently, he is unable to build any power stack.
Well, just because it happens that we know of both of the situation, I would say to Mont just go for Ifriti and growth of Ifriti, because that would be enough to break. Your warrior is already good enough to break. But
1-to-1 Ifriti break is his best opportunity right now, but this is very terrible situation if you need to rely on 1-to-1 growth as blue player on Jibu's Cross.
Well, obviously, in this phase of the tournament, you are expecting your opponent to high roll. Just because he's not, you cannot make game plans of that he's not high rolling, because you always have that you always have to have that in your mind that your opponent might be already in the game of his life.
Yeah, tempo is everything. Jibu's Cross is all about tempo, current meta is all about tempo, and if you need to play it slow, then you are in trouble. The very special situation we watch right now, where both players need to play it slow, this is very rare, and we know it. They obviously don't know it. Mont is very focused on this fight, so he is on the verge of losing Ifriti, and this is obviously something which he shouldn't allow, because, as you explained, this is his best chance for power stack.
Well, maybe he's gonna find something in that top left corner. Okay, there is a second hive. Good for him, because it can be done already on the go.
Yeah, but it's terrible Darkstorm. Why mysticism and first aid? What's going on? Where is Earth Magic?
Well, it's a warlock after all, so either he can go for glory or go into the glory.
Let's
And
compare it to previous maps. Where is Easy Break? Where is Gladius? This map he restarted was so much better.
well, it was better. Not gonna lie, that map with 2 pickets and Titans Gladius was better.
Yeah.
At the moment, I don't think that he wishes to go back. So yeah, he's just about to scout something good. Well, at least he hopes for that. Let's go back to Weronest for a second.
Yeah, let's take a look. I think this will be fast turn because
Still,
so
he
far
found
no content.
nothing. Okay, there is a Wolf Rider picket and training grounds for Cavaliers. So, okay, this is your map enabler. So, obviously, you go first into training grounds and go for those 2 Cavaliers and then go into Wolf Rider picket. But what about later in the game?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
4 clubs are not enough.
Even if you see this Wolf Rider picket, I mean, you must look for a decent power stack. If you see, in my case, if I see one bank of a type on my biome, I ignore it. Unless this is Griffin Conservatory, this is exception. But he sees right now 2 Wolf Rider pickets, and this is not perfect army for Archdevil's Break.
What can I say extra? Well, I have to totally agree on that. And then if you have nothing to play on, then you have to play on clubs. And on 2 Wolf Rider pickets, it's not enough. With that training grounds, it's not enough. There is some Archer's Tower. to help you go in, but still you wish, you just pray to whatever god you believe in to have a Griffin Conservatory or just a Portal of Glory external one. Okay, so
Okay,
this is a horse map.
we are getting somewhere. So there are 2 dwellings of cavalry. There is 1 experimental. There are 2 Wolf Rider pickets, and there is a red tower.
Actually, there are 2 experimentals because there is one on
Even so,
the
okay.
Greater Basilisk, and then there is a
Yeah.
second one on the War Unicorns. And he already skips the angels. He's going for the cats because
But
he has no other choice. Actually,
yes. I wonder how he will manage, because he needs to fight them up somehow. He sees the gold dragon. He's not happy about this, I think.
well, I imagine he's super tilted at the moment because what are you doing in that situation on Gibbous Cross 115? You know your map is hot garbage and belongs actually deep somewhere into recycling, and then your opponent has Darkstorm, your opponent has Gold Dragon, and your opponent is stronger than you.
Be
Are you not
honest,
tilted? Are you not tilted at the moment?
if I would see this gold dragon and Darkstorm, I would be pretty sure this is Armageddon Gaming.
Like 300%. And I reckon that in Weronest's head, this very little thought has already planted its seed.
I mean, is it possible to play around Armageddon to weaken the break?
On against Crimson Cartles? I reckon not so much. Like, you have to survive 2 rounds of Crimson Cartles before you actually do the damage. So your mid has to be pretty solid, pretty strong, and still you have to somehow be able to do the damage and then run away from that.
Yeah, exactly. You need to survive full 2 attacks from 45,000 value of Crimson Coatls. This is the difficulty.
Yeah, this is just may sound easy. It is actually not super easy. Imagine there is like around 12, 13 of them, right? So you have to survive 26 Crimson Cottles attack in total, 2 times 13, and then you are able to cast your Armageddon and then run away with a unit that is immune to fire damage. It's not super easy.
It looks he has a plan already, so he's like the next turn 116. This will be the turn where he actually can make some tough battles.
Weronest, I am looking forward into that, but I am not so sure if he can do it. Like,
look, and the guys in chat are right. Gold Dragon is faster than Crimson's.
Is he?
Yeah, it is 16 over 15.
Okay.
So he can sacrifice Gold Dragon on break.
Well, Gold Dragon is immune to level 1 to 4. I thought that it's other way around, that Gold Dragon is 15 and then Crimson Castle is 16. So if it's this way, then obviously you have to you go with the Gold Dragon and then you just bomb the break. You know what? I am really sorry that I do not have that button to actually go for the Mage Guild for a blue player, because that's level 3, and this is a hunt for glory. This is hunt for our Armageddon. This is hunt for Pupok's reminiscence from his semi-final.
to do this. He has right now decent army. If he even waits to 1-1, he will have very good army. But even without 1-1, this army can manage. And if he can arma the break, he's good to go in the middle.
Well, this army would be good enough to actually go and, let's say, kill the blocks to go
Yeah,
for the
I
middle
think so.
town.
Yeah, with Ignatius, with tactics, with armorer, yeah.
Yeah. Just a quick glance on Mont's perspective, because we were in Veronest's point of view this turn. He's just gonna level up that Ignatius. He's just look. He's about to go for a break.
Is it so he has Darkstorm in town waiting for tier 4 mage guild? No, it is
Now,
not so.
Darkstorm is somewhere in the field, like carving his way.
But
Uh,
I think he will not break with this army. It's too less.
well, obviously, it's not enough. Well, in my opinion, you have to go for. You have to regenerate the mana. Obviously, you have to research for Armageddon itself, and then you have to bomb the break. Okay, so now the sim turns are over. We won't skip any important stuff from the
It's
map.
funny because they are over, and I would say Weronest is just starting the map right now.
Well, obviously, you just cannot ask your opponent at this stage of the tournament to extend the simultaneous turns, right? Because
Yeah.
then you would just expose yourself that, well, you may not be strong enough. And what about Mont's perspective? If he wants to accept or not, because if he accepts that extension, then he also exposed himself that he's in not good position. So it is a bit tricky, this kind of mind gaming.
In general, I strongly believe that in key phases of tournaments, you should just forget about extending sim turns. Only shortening is an option. And the thinking behind these simultaneous turns are made to make the game shorter. But they have some problems that you share information which you shouldn't share with your opponent. So if this is tournament game, just forget about it and play it, and then it's a little bit better for commentators. We do not lose anything, like you said. There is a shield from Tomb.
This is the end of the game.
Okay, it
End of
was,
the
yeah,
game.
that's it. I cannot blame him, but I must say I'm sorry we didn't see break from Mont, because I think Mont would die on this break.
Yeah, probably he would, but well, Veronest has tilted himself faster. Let's see if there was anything on that map aside of those two pickets that he had a side town.
Like this
There
is
is a
the worst map
concept,
ever.
and it's pretty close, but it's so far away. You are not actually doing it. So yeah, let's go quickly look on Mont's perspective. Okay, Mont is actually looking on Veronest's side, so he sees that there is absolutely nothing at all. Like, honestly, I cannot blame Veronest for GGing out. Even patience has its
Oh,
limits.
this is. I mean, when I saw that he's watching these duels, buying cavalry, planning maybe chains through experimentals, I thought he has a plan, but it was unplayable map.
Okay, so Mont is about to play his turn, how he would do it. So if you're interested with that, you can just go and say hi from us. We're gonna end the stream because there is nothing else for us to show you. We would like to congratulate Mont for his bronze medal, and for tomorrow there is a gold medal match on twitch.tv/Ubisoft or H3GG all of the broadcast services, Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. So feel more than welcome to join us. 7 p.m. European time, or 10 a.m. Pacific time, or 1 p.m. Atlantic time, or let me count pretty quick, 3 a.m. 11th of October, Australian Eastern Summer Time. So yeah.
Oh, thank you for co-commentary and hosting. Thank you all for participation, and I'm looking forward to seeing all Heroes 3 fans who decided to watch the game tomorrow live. See you tomorrow, and I wish you all beautiful evening.
See you guys around. Bye bye.
Bye.